7 to 7. 7 to 7. Church on Sunday. 7 to 7. 7 to 7. Church on Sundays. 7 to 7. 7 to 7. 7 to 7. Church on Sundays. 77. This is Solex, and you can find me at solex.me. And share and like and share and share alike, share and like, share and like, yeah, get this stuff out there, because, really, we're trying to, one of the things that I'm trying to do here on an underlying level is to bring together some level of unity, because there's only one God, and we all God's children. Yeah, we all God's creation. We all God's children. Those people that'll argue about that. And that's just silly. Oh, not everybody's God's child. We might be all God's creation, but we're not all God's children. Because, there's the narrative and the negativity that religion creates, and that's to separate. Which I was, so because I kind of I can't go off the last video, so we'll go on the next one. That spiritual voice that's within us all, and I got to tell you, with where I'm at right now, as much as I have developed my spiritual voice that is within me, and man, I'm telling you, going on that path is, it takes some doing. You're going to get out what you put into things, so it kind of takes some doing. And I've been doing, because you got to put the time and the effort into anything out there, and developing the spiritual voice. Not so much developing it, because not like you're developing it. It's more so along the lines of you getting in tune with it, because it's there and it's making its vibration inside you. So you need to kind of dial it in there. You see, you need to kind of dial it in there. Dial it in there. And so I've spent, much time doing that. And, it started out in the beginning, just basically talking to God, just like I would talk to anybody else, like, hey, God, I really need to know this here. Please tell me what I need to do, because I can't stand the torment of not understanding and not knowing what to do here, God. Please tell me. And then the component on that, really, and there's a lot of development as far as listening is concerned, and I don't want to discourage anybody out there, because you need to go on your own journey, and you need to develop your spiritual voice on your own, and you will, and you can, because we're here, we're God's creation, yeah, all of us, all one world, all of us connected, most certainly. We are all connected, most certainly. So we all have that spiritual voice. It's just a matter of dialing it in, tuning it, and listening for it, and having discernment, and praying about it, and asking for it, and let my spiritual voice speak clearer and louder. I mean, that's one of the things. Dear Heavenly Father, may my voice be clearer, spiritual voice be clearer and louder. May I have discernment, so it's just a couple little stories, okay? And you might think about, okay, so how and why? Like I was talking about in the last video, like I wish I could just sit down and talk to somebody, and then my spiritual voice said, you can talk to somebody. God is there all the time. Yeah, and I have to be reminded, for Pete's sakes, I have to be reminded, like I need to be, like, it's just that, the human, when humans faced with uncertainty, and having to have faith, it's not easy, it can be done, but it is critical in today's age that you do that you establish that relationship, develop that spiritual voice in you, because that spiritual voice there is the one that has the wisdom. You have the wisdom to help you in critical times and moments when you need it. And where can you turn to? So, I mean, I have done this with simple things in my life. You got to start even with the simple things. And the simple things make sound silly. Sound kind of silly, but you got to start somewhere. You got to practice with those things, because the critical component is so much as hearing the spiritual voice, your spiritual voice, but it also, listening, but then acting too, and knowing that it's there. So, just recently here, I wanted this thing to stick my hang a towel on so that it would dry easier, you know what I mean? And I know, and here we go. Here's a simple example of something that I did. And, and I had this idea in my head of wanting to get one of these shower rods and sticking it between this window and using that. And I had this idea of doing that the whole time along. And then one day I finally make it, and I go over to a department store, and I'm about ready to go in, and it's like is this what I'm supposed to do? Is this what I'm supposed to do? Is this supposed because I want the best option, you see. I don't want to buy something and then have to bring it home and then it not work and go through the hassle and all the problems there. So there's this little spirit inside that's going to help me. And it's helped me many, many times. Help me many times. And so I'm over at this department store, and I'm sitting there, and I get out of the car and I say, okay, look, I said, God, I need to know. I want to know the best option here. And you know what went through my mind? Go to Home Depot. And so I've had enough experiences with that. And I've had that on another one that I did in another video. If you're watching these in succession, like you're supposed to, like one. And, I had a story there. Well, this was just another one, because I was kind of wondering which was going to work more, which was going to work easier. And I just kind of let things go and blank. And then, and so what do? I go to Home Depot. I listen. That's the whole thing about that spiritual voice, is listening, dialing into it, and you're gonna have to take the step and do it. You're gonna have to take the step and do it. And in the beginning, it may not always be. But, you see, that's because you need a little bit more experience listening to that spiritual voice. Okay? So you're going to do that. And so, I've done it enough times where I understand, because it's like I just kind of let the things go blank, try to get out of the way. And then what I do, so I went to Home Depot, and I got this wooden dowel rod, exactly the size that I needed it, and the two things to hang it, the little plastic inserts, came home, screwed in, boom. Best option there, But for 2 weeks, even prior to that, I'm thinking about, I can just get one of those shower rods and stick it in there, and the shower rods and stick it in there. I thought that for 2 or 3 weeks, wanting to do that and wanted to get that in there so I could hang this towel, And then at the very last minute, plan changes, go and does that. It's the best option. I mean, so. The reason why I'm giving these little testimonials and stuff like this, even about the silly and even about some things that may seem silly, you got to start somewhere with the small things, because later on down the road, things can get a little bit more complicated. And if you've been practicing that, then it's going to help you. And you may get a warning, you may get whatever, but if you haven't been discerning voices in your head, and we all got them, I don't care who you are, there's nothing being crazy or anything about it. I mean, really, yesterday I'm driving home, I went and I did something, I was out east in the city, and coming on the way back, and I'm thinking, I wanted to stop in, and I wanted somewhere because I was kind of in an area where there's a lot of Mexican food restaurants, and so I'm driving down there, I'm like, what should I do? And then I'm driving by this one, and it's like, because here I am, just kind of testing it. What do I do? What do I do? And then no, don't go there, you know. And then there was this other on the way there, because I went this way and then had to come back that way on the same road on there. And on the way there, I said that would be a good place to eat. Came in close, and so on the way back, and I decided, I'll go in there. And then I went in and I pulled in the parking lot, and I got there and I said, no, I'm not going to eat there. And clearly the voice, no, go eat there. I went in. It was a cute little restaurant, great food, some of the best salsa I've ever had, and I had a great meal. Yeah, I'd go back there again, so not spiritual exercise says that one of those things going to help. It's been helping me. It'll help you too. Yeah, we'll get into more than that. We'll talk more about it. Yeah, we will. Yeah.